Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Mitch. I haven't uploaded a video on this channel in forever, but I rebranded this channel as a Zelda channel because I love Zelda and I want to do Zelda content on this channel while also doing news-related stuff on Next Gen Newsweek, which is my main channel where we do gaming news all the time. But we just got done with a Nintendo Direct, which if I had one thing I really wanted in this Direct, it was, if not to get a Zelda trailer for what was formerly known as Breath of the Wild 2, it was definitely to get the name of the game, which we got both of those things, and we're going to be going over that stuff today. So real quick, before I play this trailer, I'm going to actually show this image here because they just dropped the box art for the game. Which you're seeing on the screen right now. My face is covering half of it here. But the name of the game is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. They said earlier that this game, or the title for this game, was going to be important to the story, and they couldn't release it because it was going to be a story spoiler. Nobody really knows what that means still, I don't think, unless it has something to do with being able to turn into a teardrop to shoot up into the sky or come back down, or however you want to look at it. But yeah, this is the official box art. It looks gorgeous. I love the art design behind the logo. We're going to be going into some of that stuff here too. But yeah, we're going to get right into watching this trailer. We're going to watch it one time all the way through at normal speed, and then we're going to go back and break it down. So here we go with the trailer. Some of this stuff, though, like, as soon as I saw the bokoblins on the screen, I knew what was going on. And I have a lot of questions about this entity right here, in particular. And here we are up in the sky. Some weird little running animation, like it looks kind of jank, but still also in pre-development. Good to know climbing's back. And then we get this beautiful transition into this logo, which looks like two fish. Looks like a fish right here across the top. Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, and then they announced that it's coming out in May. May 12th is the release date for this game. But yeah, let's go back through and watch it again. But we're going to slow her down a little bit here. And then kind of just mess with it some. So I'm going to probably just turn this down so it doesn't sound all weird in your ears. So we see this entity here. I don't know if this is supposed to be some kind of Zonai entity or what's going on with it here. If it's not Zonai, it's supposedly some type of goddess. Maybe we don't. This is something we don't know about yet, and it's going to be introduced in this game. We see what kind of looks like a war breaking out. There's a human. I wish I could move my mouse. There's a human over here standing in this malice. All of the bokoblins and moblins, part of Ganon's army, over here off to the side. This shot, I haven't watched any other Zelda theory or anything like that, but I have some interesting thoughts about this. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. They kind of look like commas, but I don't actually know what they are. Let's go back and look at this again here. Well, if I could actually make this work. Okay. So yeah, there's these 7 things here. I have a theory that this means that there's one of these for each dungeon in the game. Maybe to awaken this entity, whoever this person is. There's also some inscriptions over here on the side. I'm sure somebody on social media like Reddit or something will transcribe this to mean something. But yeah, so there's 7 of these things. Maybe it's 7 sages or something. This, I imagine, is Zelda. Zelda falling down into the pit that we've already seen. Or maybe she's rising up from the pit. And then we get this image here of these 2 people over here. Looks like they're, I don't know if it's supposed to be holding hands or what's going on. Obviously, there's another person over here. I don't think the image fully cuts away to it, but this looks like Zelda. I imagine this is Link over here on this side. I have this hunch that this game is going to feature some kind of co-op, or maybe not co-op, but you switch between Zelda and Link depending on like what kind of stuff you need to happen. If I'm right, I think this kind of hints towards that. And then we get out here to actual gameplay. Link appears to be in some kind of temple and pushing his way out. We've got these twin dragon heads on the door here. I think that kind of resembles the logo. And Link's obviously in front of this thing down here on the bottom here, but it kind of looks like an eye. Maybe it has something to do with like Sheikah technology or something. And then obviously we're out here on the middle of the sky. There's really not much here except for just more of like these fish heads over here on the side. I wish my mouse was bigger. On the right hand side here and the left side, there's a bunch of fish. Link is wearing his champion tunic, and is he wearing the Sheikah slate on his side? No, there's something else over here. This is obviously, we don't know when in the game his arm gets corrupted, but obviously this is after his arm has been corrupted here. And then he's got some weird glowy thing on his left side. Oh, we get a better look at it here. It kind of looks like some kind of vial. I don't know what that's supposed to be. He's got some weird vial thing on his left side. Trying to get to, oops. Oh, here's a better look at it. Yeah, it's some weird, he's got like 4 of these vial things. I wonder if it has something to do with his arm here, because we know his arm glows green whenever something goes on with it. His hand doesn't look as corrupted as we've seen before. Like, it looks like he's got like almost like finger cuts on his fingers, and like his regular fingers are like the rest of his hand's fine. But then yeah, his whole arm is like corrupted with this malice stuff here. This is just a better look at the Sky Island stuff. We've seen this big structure in the back here before. We kind of think I think the overall consensus is that this is some kind of temple. No idea any other relation to it, but looks like there's a lot of places to explore up here in the sky too. Obviously, you can jump down kind of like it's Skyward Sword, but you know, it's all seamless and not having to transition. Some kind of weird tail structure coming off of one of the cliffs up above. I love this. This is kind of, they've showed ways in the past about how you can go like up and down. Like we've seen like him turning into that tear shape and going back up. And this seems to be another way to traverse up from like the ground to the sky. Or maybe this is already on the sky and it's just a way to go further up. Some guy says maybe we're getting potions back and that's a bandolier to hold him. That might be what it could be. They're all kind of like that green glowy though. So I don't know if maybe it's like magic. Maybe there's a magic meter coming back. So we see Link, that this area looks very like black and white almost, or like close to monochromatic. This rock that's shooting up, the way that this, it almost looks like different stasis points going up here. Yeah, I think this is on the Sky Island though. But yeah, he like takes all these stasis points. You can just hold on to it. Looks like let's go back. It looks like an Argorok. Isn't that what that thing's called? The big like dragon bat thing? Whatever this thing is. It didn't look like any kind of monster we've seen in Zelda before. And like a big tornado. Thinking magic. Yeah. It could be like, maybe it's like magic that like you have to somehow do stuff with the arm to make it do magic stuff. Another shot from like the Sky Islands here. Link climbing up a vine with a big waterfall coming down. And then we see this shot is on the Earth, I guess, the main sides of Hyrule. Food recovers health, so potions of magic makes sense. Yep, I agree. So some of these islands are not completely like in a different like skybox, I guess. They're actually just part of the mainland of Hyrule. So off in the distance here, you can see Hyrule Castle being burst into the sky by Malice. And this is also the first time we've seen Death Mountain. It's hard to tell, but like also like in the box art that they've shown Death Mountain erupting. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like erupting with malice or if it's erupting with just like lava, you know. Several different other sky islands. You can even see these it's hard to see with my mouse here, but like all the way back in the distance, there's 3 little islands just floating in the sky back there. There's another one that's right here on the horizon, and then several more off in the distance, and this bigger one over here off on the side too. So lots of places to go. Yeah, as you see, we keep going in here. Like there's several of these places, and off here to the side is a big like cluster of them off here on the side there. Trying to just take this a little step at a time. There looks to be down here right below Hyrule Castle, there looks to be some kind of weird pattern or design thing on the ground here that I don't recall seeing. It doesn't kind of look like water. It looks like something else. And then this bigger spire that's sticking out of the ground, but it doesn't look like a traditional Sheikah tower or anything. It just looks like some kind of weird design coming up out of the ground there. And then Link lands on this weird it almost looks like a giant airplane or like a little plane thing. Definitely doesn't look Sheikah. So maybe this has something to do with like a newer race that's going to be introduced in this game. That stuff I was talking about before, that kind of looked like a new pattern on the ground. You can kind of see it down here in the bottom left. Maybe I'll go back, see if we can get a better shot of that. Yeah, it looks like some kind of weird spiral pattern on the ground. Almost very like Zonai-ish over here on the ground. That looks pretty cool. There's a lot of different like weird designs. Almost like the world has changed quite a bit going through here. Definitely, yeah, whatever this big cluster, there's another one that's appeared like way off into the distance up there. That has to be, I mean, obviously a lot of these places are going to have some kind of significance to it, but this one definitely is going to have some kind of importance up here. Finally, someone doing a live reaction. We did a whole, like my other channel, we did like a live reaction through the direct, and I was just so excited about it. I was like, there's no way I'm going to pass up the opportunity to do like a frame by frame going through this, because there's so much stuff to unpack in these trailers here. Yeah, there's got to be something going on with this back area over here. Notice there's Korok puzzles on the bottom right after he lands. Okay, let's go. We already got to that point yet. Korok puzzles after he lands. Yeah, there's another one of these spiral patterns on the ground. Also notice the green thing at the bottom right after he lands. Yeah, there's another one of these spiral patterns right here. Almost looks like there's some kind of face you can make out, but there's also that mental thing where you see faces and things that don't actually have faces. I missed it all. They said coming this year. No, bro. Everyone does reactions right now. We're getting something better. A breakdown. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoy this stuff because I love watching these things. And I know most people are going to record these and they're going to upload them later. But why not just do a live breakdown of this, you know? There's some kind of dust cloud over here in the background. So maybe there's some kind of a world event or something going on over there. Trying to find the Korok thing you're talking about. Seven tears in the hieroglyph. Yeah, that was something I was thinking about. We'll go back through. I know you guys are kind of joining in a little bit later. We'll go back through it again just to make sure we didn't miss anything and see if you guys have any other opinions about stuff later on in here. So yeah, dust cloud back here. I think I may be wrong. This little area over here, I think this might be that Korok puzzle thing you're talking about. I hope Korok puzzles are in this game. Maybe not 900 and however many there were. A little more further in. Okay. So we're obviously, I don't remember the actual name of the area. I know where this is though. This is the west side of Hyrule where all like the thunder constantly goes off. Where all these like mushroom trees are at. Another odd structure over here on the right hand side kind of looks like some kind of building and with windmills all over the place. What else can we see in here? The wind puzzle. Okay, so yeah, it's something to do with these windmills down here in the bottom right. So right before this symbol comes up on the screen, let's see if it's reading chat. 7 dungeons make sense, Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I mean, I think I speak for everyone that we would all love to do 7 traditional dungeons. Like Breath of the Wild was an incredible game, but 120 mini dungeons and 5 divine beasts if you include the DLC just kind of sucks. Like the divine beasts were cool, but like they just weren't enough. They weren't challenging enough. One of the wind puzzle things you hit to start the little Korok thing, I'm pretty sure. Then there's a glowing green circle below, right below the yellow spot of that flying thing. Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, there's some weird thing going. It almost kind of looks like a shrine down here with some weird green crap coming out of it. Bring items and dungeons back. We talked about potions earlier. Maybe there's something else going on. Let's make sure there's nothing else here, and we'll go back through it one more time just to make sure we're not missing anything. So there's a lot of emphasis on this green hieroglyph, or whatever you want to call this thing, on this mountain here. So I wonder if that's something to do with, like, obviously it's probably story related. Unpopular opinion, Breath of the Wild is a good game, but it wasn't a Zelda game. Or a good Zelda game. I mean, I always see both sides of the coin there. Like, I think I agree, it was a fantastic game. But there, a lot of the story was told through like backstory and visions and stuff like that. Gameplay phenomenal. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I accept it as a breakthrough Zelda game. So this is going to be the one where they refine all of that stuff and make it better. Let's see what we got here. I like the idea of mini dungeons, but like 95% of them were so lazy, just kill the thing you win. Yeah, fair. No, that's Halo 5. Breath of the Wild was a Zelda game. It was just a Zelda game that was very bare and focused on the original idea of Zelda. There is a lot of comparisons between this game and the original one. So real quick before they put the logo up here. So this is a design we've seen a lot, not only in this trailer, but like in general. So obviously there's this glowing ring here. There's it kind of looks like 2 dragons, but it also kind of looks like fish. This is I'm sure big popular channels are going to be like, this looks like the Zonai, or I'm sure it probably has something to do with them, or it could be something completely new that we know nothing about. Show Strawberry's fun. Yeah, we're going to go back through. They were talking about those vials maybe being like magic potions that you use for the glowy hand stuff. So this is the logo here. We got obviously this big deity in the background. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. What do you guys think of the name? Like, I don't think anyone probably guessed what the name of this game was going to be, yet alone the fact that this is supposedly something to do with the story. Maybe 2 forms of magic, magic, and Zonai magic. Fair. The Zelda mechanics of dungeons items were all removed for the sake of this open world elements, which in my opinion was lacking in several aspects. You gotta keep in mind though, like Breath of the Wild 1 was Nintendo's like first attempt at making like an open world game. So, there's a lot of stuff they needed to improve on. We've seen several open world games from them since. This game also, they've got people from Monolith Soft helping them with it. Yeah, it is an Ouroboros. That's what this is called, right? The circle where the the fish is eating itself. It's an Ouroboros. Mirror Chamber Island flying over a Gerudo Desert. Okay, we'll go back and look at it. Welcome to my generation of Zelda. Yeah. Obviously, we've got some new stuff with like the Master Sword here. If you look at this the way I look at it, this kind of like brings back some like Twilight Princess looking designs right here. Well, most, if not every 2D Zelda was open world. It was their first modern genre of open world. Yeah, the name sounds good. In the underrated Squidward sword, you collected goddess tears. This time the kingdom died not highly. It just I'm gonna imagine it's supposed to be Skyward Sword and not Squidward Sword. That's funny. And yeah, it's coming out in May. Let's go back through one more time to make sure we didn't miss anything. We could talk about some other stuff here. Let's go back. So again, we've got this deity here. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a representation of like Hylia, or this is supposed to be something completely new. A lot of people think this is Giratina, according to, or my friends think it looks like Giratina, which, you know, could be anything. Twilight Princess vibes. Oh no, meme it up. Squidward sword. Everyone do your best Squidward impersonation. Okay. So this is obviously looking at like the I don't know if it's like I guess it's a previous war that's happened, told through these glyphs. We got several Hylian soldiers, Sheikah soldiers, whoever over here. This like wave of malice going through. We've got several people like warriors still alive facing bokoblins and moblins in this. I was thinking Dragon God like Skyward Sword. Yeah, could be. There's the one noticeable dead guy in the glyph. Having an open world game is not a bad thing, but the amount of repetitiveness in enemy camps, the inefficiency of the Master Sword clearly showed that it wasn't as refined. Ganondorf voiced by Squidward's voice actor. I'm in for it. There's going to be Ganondorf with voice acting. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looks like the portals from Twilight Princess for the Master Sword. This is the one I'm really fixating on here. So obviously you've got this deity here, the Giratina, whatever it is, dragon, and then everyone's making comments of these glyphs. I'm trying to catch it before it jumps away to the next thing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these things. So if I was a betting man, my impression of this would be that there are 7 temples. Maybe they're all in the sky. And the goal is to reawaken this being, or it is, maybe you're trying to stop this thing from bringing about the end of the world. Who knows? It kind of looks like a good character, I would guess. I don't know. Looks like the portal, 7 tiers from 7 dungeons. Yeah. So one thing people also didn't notice is that this link is the Breath of the Wild link. The other one is the one people think was time travel. Yeah, I remember that in that other trailer that there was stuff like that. And if you guys want, we may go back and look at that one too, just to see if we can find anything that lines up with anything. It kind of looks like the way these lines look make it almost look like rain. So like this is raining these 7 tiers on the kingdom, maybe. My thought is that these are like the 7 medallions. You obtain them and then you merge into a sacred version of Link to fight Ganondorf. Maybe it's a vessel of Ganon. Could be. This is obviously Zelda. Can't really tell if this is supposed to be her falling like she does in the first or second trailer, whenever it was that she fell, or she's being lifted up from the ground. There's obviously what looks like malice down here on the bottom. As long as I don't have to deal with a talking hat or talking boat, I'm good. Hey, Edslow in the Minish Cap isn't that bad. It's just a sassy hat. Tears will upgrade your magic, giving you access to an old Zonai tech. The bird in the trailer. Doesn't it look like they are rising, not raining? And they kind of look like the stones that he rides up later. I don't know, it kind of looks like rain, but I mean, it could be rising up. Fierce Zonai deity, final boss against a real Ganon. this time instead of a mallet. What if that thing Ganon merges with that monster, whatever it was? How about a talking owl? Any of you guys fluent in Hylian? Like, whatever this is right here? I'm sure that this means something, but, I don't know if there's a... If I can find it real quick, I may try to find a, Hylian translator thing, or alphabet, so that way we can try to see what this means. In one wall painting, Zelda does hand signs with somebody. I don't know if this is actually a Hylian. Maybe it's Zonai. You think it's Zonai? I guarantee there's probably not a Zonai alphabet out there. So, anyway, the rest of this image here, there's something going on up here in this top left corner. But the big focus here is Zelda and another thing holding hands right here. My first guess, because I've long been a theorist that there is going to be maybe not co-op, but like the ability to switch between Link and Zelda in this game. So maybe this is some kind of clue towards that. So obviously this character is holding hands with somebody else. And then we switch over to gameplay. Hands in the shape of a tear. I also think to this left is Zelda and Link and discussing the curse. Discussing the curse of Ganon, I guess. So anyway, back to the actual gameplay. We see this Ouroboros design again. I'm just noticing that there's actually writing inscription on this. So I'm sure by either later today or sometime this week, someone's going to have figured out this Zonai alphabet. I think a talking owl is fine. Kapora is fine. Inanimate objects, not so much. So yeah, we got this Ouroboros with the dragons on the door, and then this eyeball design down here where Link's at. There's something on the ground right there. Let's go back. I can't see what it is. There's some kind of like stepstone or something right here on the ground. Or maybe it's just where the door is at. Top right of the door looks like shrine designs. Let's go back and look at the door. Yeah, got like these weird spiral designs up here. Wish the Halo community was intelligent instead of people just blaming a random person to the point where they quit. The Halo community is got its own problems. I'm a big Halo guy, but yeah, that's got some stuff. Okay. So if we recall in the Ouroboros design that's on the logo, there's the two fish. So we got the two fish design right here on both sides of this little step. There we go, point and call. Yeah. So in a second, we're going to see the vials that Link's got on his side that we're kind of thinking maybe like potions or magic. I'm the opposite. Zelda's my first love, and Halo's kind of like my second love, I guess. On Link's arm here, like this is supposedly like his corrupted arm. There's some kind of green thing on it right now. Which kind of lines, and then here's obviously the potions we're talking about. It's got like a little satchel with what looks like 4 of them on it. Knowing where that green thing is, it kind of also looks like maybe that is where like you put the potions at. Yeah, good call out. He's got his shorter hair here. I wonder, like, there's all that talk about time travel and everything. I kind of wonder if there's something to do with maybe that's just like a costume or something that he can get. Like, you just make his hair longer. Do you guys still think we have the weapon switching mechanics, or will we use only one? Oh, yeah, I think we're going to have weapon switching. I think they're going to readjust the durability system and maybe make it to where you can, like, restore weapons so you don't have to constantly worry about them breaking. I think they're going to improve a lot of the stuff from that. Sorry, I'm at work. I'm totally listening, but I can't keep pulling my phone out to type. I'll chime in here and there, but not as frequent as everyone else. You're good, some guy. Yeah, so he's got like these weird like things on his fingers here, but yeah, okay, here we go. Look at this. So right here on like the back of his hand is where that green thing is. That kind of, like the color scheme, definitely. Wow, I'm using my finger to point at my monitor like you guys can see. Let me use the mouse instead. Yeah, the green and orange right here on the back of his glove, like perfectly lines up with this thing, like on the back of these vials here. 100% think it's not time travel with Link, but it's after you obtain the medallions, you level up your character to that other Link. Yeah, it's like almost he turns into like maybe that was like like this game's version of like the fierce deity Link or some other kind of entity like that. Weapon switching for sure, but they probably update fixing weapons. Yeah, they've got to. Like that game, like that was like my one gripe with Breath of the Wild is how like fast the weapons break, or the story has that Link merging. Yeah, it could also be like, that first trailer showed that like ghostly green hand grabbing a hold of Link, right? And I think that maybe there's not time travel involved, but you are sometimes going to play as like this past version of Link that has that type of stuff going on with it. It could be something similar like that going on. And maybe this potion stuff, like at least in the beginning of the game, you have to use these like vials to harness that power, but as you progress, you don't need them anymore. You just like become one with it. I always thought it would be cool to assume different Links through different periods of Zelda's history. I also hope we see like a few shops and stores all over the area like after Breath of the Wild, small villages, a full Hyrule Castle bursting with energy and people. I can confirm by this trailer that Hyrule Castle will not be in that particular shape, at least until the end of the game, maybe. The one from earlier this year, which I'm trying to find. What if the 7 tiers wind up being the 7 incarnations of Link? You pull his spirit from all Hyrule time to have something to do with story MacGuffins. I mean, at this point, anything is possible. We could see all sorts of stuff. You're talking, when we go through this trailer again, we'll pull up the one that they aired like 2 years ago that showed a lot more different stuff. We'll try to piece things together here. Another good look at these vials here. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, obviously he's got like a Sheikah looking shield on. What's the Triforce logos on it? Trying to see if there's something like interesting with like his bow or anything. Off in the distance here, in the last trailer we saw this dungeon or whatever this structure is. He was flying to this structure, so now he's like a lot closer to it. There's really not much to piece out of this particular landscape, except for like, I mean, you really kind of have to like look at it, but up here in this top left corner where these trees are, there's something green kind of like behind it, so we don't really know what that is, but there is something over there. I'm sure we do a big old 10 out of 10 dive, sailing down. Again, there's some kind of like structure sticking out down here. Maybe it's just part of the bottom of one of these things. Also, the shield design looks like rain or tears, and the triangles maybe resembling pieces of the Triforce. Does the shield have 7 tears on it? Let's go back. There are 7 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little things coming off of it here. It goes 7, 3, 7. The number 7 showing up a lot in this trailer. With all the remasters done in the works shortly before this game made it halfway through development, I think we're going with pulling all the links from the chain of time to do something. Seems like they're trying to get you to remember all the links. It's very well possible. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of the number 7 showing up in this trailer here. There's also some kind of structure either. I think it's still kind of in the foreground, but there's still stuff above where we're at right now. Okay, and that that's structure sticking down. This seems to be a part of that other thing right there. Obviously, there's some kind of... This almost looks like a cave over here on the left-hand side. Or some kind of thing built in there. The 7 sins. 7, I think, was normal for Zelda before they changed who developed the game. They noted Skyward had some kind of connection. Okay, yeah, so we're back to this monochrome attic-looking area. Definitely more Sky Island, some kind of weird pillar structure right here on the left. Also looks like this looks like a new form of stasis that he's using, or maybe the environment's using to carry this rock up and down. 7 was the amount of temples in A Link to the Past and Dungeons and Ocarina of Time. You have the hero of time, hero of ages and seasons, the hero of the waves, so on and so forth. So it's time to come full circle and reboot, establish a linear timeline. This could be what brings the timeline together, unless you count Hyrule Warriors, which I think is considered not canon, but it made perfect sense how they brought everything together. So obviously, like big tornado looking, or storm over here. This is obviously looks like it's concealing some massive floating island. Looks like some lightning going on in here. So maybe this is, obviously this is going to be like a key place to visit. More islands off in the distance. There's a lot of islands. I'm surprised they haven't like established how many islands there are or anything like that. We got some kind of new enemy floating around here. This has got a lot. This has to have a lot of story implications right here. Spinoff smoke count. Sorry, CDI fans. Damn. It's hard to make out all this stuff down here. Obviously, there's very vibrant yellowish golden trees. Still can climb up on anything. Still, this is a good shot. Actually, I didn't catch it. This is actually the ancient Link right here. Let's go back to the beginning here. So, obviously, the hand is still corrupted, but this is a different type of corruption than we've seen before. And a weird looking. I guess this is a club almost. It doesn't really look like a sword here. Yeah, this is definitely the ancient Link or whatever's going on here. This is definitely a different type of Link climbing up on this structure. I don't see anything else important. And doesn't have the vials on the left side. And then we're back to regular Link again. This structure right here, like if it kind of looks more futuristic almost, because if you look at this one down here, this little platform, it's got all these different spikes sticking out of it. Almost looks more primal. And then this, for the Halo fans in here, kind of looks like how everything in Halo Infinite like was more like, I don't know how to describe it. It looked more alien or like futuristic, how like it was pulled off of there. Honestly, I just think it's a costume. I go back and forth. I kind of think it's a costume, and I kind of think there's something else going on with it. Especially since the fact that the arm looks different and he doesn't have the vials on the belt. I think what's happening is with the summoning of all the Links, we're going to finish demise Ganon, Ganondorf, and make a whole new everything, just like with Link and Zelda. Maybe Link Zelda is the focus. I think there's going to be there's something going on with Link and Zelda here. That's like a two-player thing. Let's go back to this shot here. Obviously, we've seen the trailer before. Hyrule Castle has exploded and is floating out of the middle of Hyrule with all this malice coming out of it. I don't think it's a costume. For a long time I did. Now I think the premise is for you to unlock the powers over the game. Yeah, like it makes sense if it was like you upgrade the arm and Link upgrades over time, so he doesn't need those vials anymore. He just becomes one with it. There was 8 slots on that, so maybe there's 8 upgrades you get, and once you've used all of them, I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe you can just hold 8 vials. Again, here we've got Hyrule Castle floating up with the malice here. Death Mountain is erupted. This doesn't look like lava. This looks like malice shooting out of the top of Death Mountain. Maybe that has something to do with, like, you know, the Blood Moon or something. Maybe they incorporate the repurposing of, like, or resetting enemies with, like, Death Mountain erupting or something. Yeah, volcano looks like it's emitting malice. This is we'll go back and look at the picture for the thing. I think I also have that pulled up here. My face may pop up. No, no. Okay. So yeah, this is the official box art for the game. You can see Hyrule Castle down here. And then Death Mountain erupting. I need to pull this up on my other monitor so we can look at this better, but pretty much we'll come back and look at this again. But it looks like malice floating out of Death Mountain here. Okay. 7 dungeons, last dungeons after getting all 7 tiers, 8 dungeons in total, fingers crossed. I wonder if they'll return the concept of Tower of Hera. There is some other kind of weird tower structure. Well, I'll pull the box art up again on the main monitor in a second. We'll take another look at it. We're back to the paper airplane thing. Again, big structure off here in the background. Definitely looks like a big area to explore. That box art gives me a link to the past original vibes. That box art looks incredible. We'll analyze it in a second after we get done with this. So we're floating over where like those electric mushroom areas were in the first game. Obviously we're on this gigantic paper. I said paper airplane. Oh my god! Somebody translated the glyph. I'm gonna I don't know for sure. I'm gonna check Reddit real quick, just on my phone, just to see if anyone's analyzed it. Because I would love for them to have analyzed that glyph already. That would make a lot of sense. Let's check the Zelda Reddit page. I really hate that. Like I literally typed in this Zelda. I just typed in Zelda. I'm looking for the Reddit page and it's pulling up Rule 34 nonsense. Like why? It's so awful. Nothing is posted yet other than people just looking at making wallpapers and stuff. So nothing yet. We'll see. What else we miss here? I haven't looked. I'm surprised. Tons of islands on this frame. Yes, there is a absolute ton of places to explore. You won't travel through time, but you'll pull heroes sealed in current time or their spirits and get their desert. Yes, there's a storm over here. Seems like that glider is a Loftwing. You know, that's something I always remembered after the last trailer was talking about whether or not there would be Loftwings in this game, because that would make sense if like you found like a new Loftwing up in the sky area and you could use it to just openly fly around this area. Okay, so we've got a sandstorm over here. We had a thunderstorm up in the sky, and there was something else too. I was thinking of the volcano erupting for stuff like that. So theory crafting time, that ancient link also has unique arrows. Okay, we'll go back and look at the arrows again. Yeah, tons of islands here. There's this weird glyph on the ground here. This design, like I can't make out what it is, but like part of it really just like this face. It looks like a face right here, like some kind of animal. I might just be looking into it too much. First figure seen floating in the glyphs looks a lot like dehydrated Ganon from the original trailer. Go back and there's also a weird cube right here. I wonder if that's some kind of like Korok thing or if that's story related. Or Ganondorf's awakening is causing a time rift where all lines are colliding and that's why the world looks so broken but cool with all the floating islands. In both the trailer from earlier this year and this one, the arrows have a green tint on the end where Link's doesn't. Glyph is so big it makes me think that's a dungeon location. We're going to have to go back and look at it again. So, someone pointed out earlier, it looks like a Korok puzzle down here by these windmills. So maybe Korok puzzles are still in. This actually looks like one of the stables. So obviously, if stables are in, obviously we'll be able to ride horses. There's another little mound here with the green spiral coming out. I don't know if that's maybe related to a Korok puzzle or maybe that's a new type of shrine that you can go into. There's definitely something going on with that little thing right there. Yes, they're really focusing on that glyph right there. There's also some writing on the gold piece of this bird plane thing. Let's see here. And we get the Ouroboros showing up again. Trying to see if there's like anything else. Obviously, we're getting this deity in the background again. Also right in the with the mushroom tops that shoot thunder down. Yeah. Let's quickly go back, look at these arrows again, and then we'll go look at the last trailer to see if we can find any connections in there with this. Where's that at? It's right here. See, in this trailer, Ancient Link doesn't have any arrows on him, so I guess it's a different trailer we're looking at. That's Zelda next to it. What are you talking about? You talking about with this? Yeah, 2 tears at the end up here on the top. You know what this kind of looks like? Yeah, this looks like... Oh, you know what this is behind this? This is the other figure that Zelda's like holding hands with right here. Which looks like someone wearing a really long helmet. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Yeah, okay, we're all on the same page at the same time. Okay. This thing right here looks like this from the side. So whatever this is what she's holding hands with. Also thinking of the notation of an Ouroboros, the definition is a circular symbol that depicts a snake or dragon devouring its own tail, and that is used especially to represent the eternal cycle of destruction and rebirth. Each link brings back a spiritual power of the Master Sword. Maybe Fi will be reconstructed and seal Ganon demise perpetually with her. Then the sword is null and norm. Destruction and rebirth. I almost like kind of wonder because there was that let's go take a deep dive back into what was that last trailer. It was I'm just gonna call it the Zelda delay trailer. That's all I can think about what it's called. And it knew exactly what I wanted. And probably some of the stuff I actually wanted to look at is probably going to be in this too. But yeah, see, there's that one structure I was talking about. But okay, here's Link's arrows here. There is some kind of... I see what you're kind of talking about. There's some weird tip thing on the end of them right here. Obviously, this is shirtless. This is shirtless Link, like in the ancient design, but he's got the new shield on his back. Doesn't she kind of look like Midna from Twilight Princess? The one on the left? Yeah, I could see that. Yes, we got these different tip things here. Okay, we're going to go back and look at the trailer that this shot is actually from. Because there is like that tier thing where he like shoots up into this sky island. Lots of little weird tier things, like if you think about it, like little... I mean, it kind of looks like an egg, but... It could also be some representative of like a tier. Okay, so if we take another look at... Go back. Look at his hand. This is ancient Link here. Still, this one has the Master Sword with him. But you can see where like those vial things would kind of go right into like his glove. It's almost like over time, like this thing is corrupting him. Because in the trailer from before, or the trailer we got today, Link's hand isn't fully corrupted like this. It's just the fingertips. And like it's his normal hand, and he's got a glove on. And now it's completely taken up. These little Triforce symbols down here kind of resemble the ones on the shield. Obviously, the Master Sword's broken. But yeah, here's another shot. You can see the tip thing is it's really just the knock on the arrow to set it in the bow. So maybe there isn't really something funky going on with these arrows. Or at least in this shot, there's nothing funky going on with these arrows. And it almost looks like... I'm gonna go off on a theory spectrum here. I'm gonna be able to see it through the whole outfit. Yeah. So obviously this Link doesn't have the vials on his side. It's the more ancient or primal Link or whatever we want to call him. But this has obviously got to be modern because he's reforging the Master Sword, right? Whatever your task would grant you the power which he has there, like a level up. So maybe you need those vials until you get the Triforce of Courage back, and then you don't need them anymore because now it's just fully charged up. But this scene here obviously takes place after Link's hand and the Master Sword get corrupted, which means that it can't really be an ancient Link because I don't know. Which leads me to think whatever your task... Oh, we already did that one. Yeah. So this is a current time Link with this ancient thing. So it's not really an ancient design. It's just Link with tattoos. Also, this little symbol on the ground here is one of the glyphs that's in the new trailer, I believe. I think the Link you refer to as ancient is actually, yeah, it's more of a future Link. And maybe the Triforce of Courage turns you into that. Well, I guess it technically would be a future Link because this is just present Link, just later on in the game, I guess. But yeah, and then of course, this is how the Master Sword looks in the logo. But anyway, let's go. Where is the... I guess we'll just do... is there another trailer you guys want to look at while we're doing this? Like the one that came out. Oh god, everybody's got their faces pulled up here. Like the one from E3 a couple years ago, or the original trailer, or we could go back through this one, or you guys think we've figured out, we've sleuthed enough information out of it? You get Zonai magic, but it corrupts you over time. Green vials give you more magic refill. Blue vials are suppressant. Were there two different colored vials there? You want to look through the original trailer? Okay. Oops. I think back then it was still called Breath of the Wild too, so. Alright. So this is the original trailer they showed off. So obviously we got like the green glowy magic that will eventually probably be the same stuff that ends up in Link's vials here. And obviously this I think this is confirmed to be Gerudo writing right here. No, you can definitely say pun intended. That was definitely a pun intended. So this trailer focuses mostly like on the underground. So the new trailers really aren't focusing on this, but maybe it's just because it's not, or they're trying to save the whole part about Zelda stuff. So we've got more cave drawings down here. I think what's going to end up happening, and if you can, I'm just speculating here. I think that the cave drawings we've seen, or like the glyphs we've seen in today's trailer, are from the sky area. And these are from the underground, and maybe they're telling two sides of the same story. So maybe there'll be differences depending on, perspective about what happened. So obviously, I actually haven't done like a full analysis of this like this before. Let's see here what we got. I think all the links in the trailer are the same link in the same time. His hair just changes with the costume. Corrupted Link is just before the conflict of the story comes out to play. Yeah. So we've got this image here, which I guess this is supposed to be Ganon, or Ganondorf. Yeah, because he's got a trident right here, riding his horse. It's like the Great War. We focus in on all of this, the malice and this green magic, whatever this is. Lots of Gerudo symbols in this, with obviously Ganon down here in the center. There's really, I think this looks like Zonai stuff here. It's not like any kind of like alphabet soup or anything. We don't really get to see the damage with the Hylian champion tunic, so it's covered. Yeah. Yeah, so we see them. So obviously Link, different outfit. I mean, it's the Link in the current trailer, but he's wearing a different outfit. No shield, just the Master Sword. Ganon is the boar. Ganondorf is the Gerudo King. Yeah. And the spiritual hand that ends up grabbing Link is what I think saves him from the malice. So obviously we got this new animal drinking here. Zelda drinking the tap water. And then the malice comes up, kills the rat. I love this shot. Like, I can't wait to see this like in actual gameplay or like in a cutscene. I love this. Oh, you have those types of rocks that glow in the dark down here, keeping the place lit up. Another good shot of the hand. The hand that's keeping Ganon down. I'm sorry, Ganondorf. It's a weird, like, little, or mummy, let's call it Mummy Ganon. Really not much to get in here. See, hold up. Go back 2 seconds. Oops. So, this is where I get kind of conflicted about what's going on. So, Link gets, which we don't see the Master Sword in this, but in the next trailer, it shows Link like getting attacked on his right arm by the Malice, right? And then the consensus is that this happens after that. And it may be, but it almost just kind of looks like this happens first. And maybe it's just the way the trailer's shot. But it looks like this happens first. But he also looks like he's in pain, so who knows? The hand gets on him, Malice shoots up. This probably looks like the temple where you're going to see a lot of those glyphs at. Circle on the hand is almost identical to the one on Link's. Also, all of those sigils runes are the prayers of the kingdom channeling the magic to seal Ganondorf. The prayers are then dispersed, hence the kingdom in tears. I think we're in too much with the runes. Maybe the spirit hand uses Link as a host and needs the 7 tears to reincarnate to fight the Malice and guides you. Chris, I think you are spot on for how this is going to go. I think there might be some other stuff included in that, but I think the 2 main objectives with this game are going to be pretty much exactly what you said, and also reforging the Master Sword, which I think will happen along the way. So this, I need to go back and look, but obviously there's Spirit Hand here. Is this supposed to be grabbing Link's hand or Zelda's hand? Because we see Zelda falling, right? Or maybe this grabs Link. I think it's Link. I paused that perfectly. That's cool. It's just a great shot. But you see the hand I guess it's trying to reattach itself to Ganondorf before it actually breaks free. Man, that's where Zelda falls down. I wonder if this thing sets off because of them just being down there, or something else happens. The way the hand is and the way the temple looks seems to actually see him as a god, not a great evil. Snap neck, red eyes, glowing. Mummy Man's back. Obviously, this shot, the castle's not up, Death Mountain's not erupting. Or, it's about to, but the Death Mountain itself isn't, coming up. Probably could just skip ahead. I was trying to see if maybe it showed the mountain erupting too. Didn't look like it. Triforce awakens him, perhaps presence of courage and wisdom. Hold on, Tears of the Kingdom. The hand grabbed Link, unintentionally drawing all of its power to Link. The kingdom is in tears because the princess is dead. Haunting music, reverse trailer. I hope the princess isn't dead. The sequel. I think that's all they showed in that yet. I guess the only one we haven't gone through yet is the other trailer that they showed, which is this one. We'll just knock them all out. Princess is dead. Ganon can't be sealed. Oh no! What's the point of the game if he can't be sealed? The 2021 trailer is in reverse. Trying to pause it on this scene of Link here. Yeah, so I get... It's so hard to tell, and it's just the way their editing is, about which one of these takes place first. So we've got... His hand gets attacked by red magic, or Malice, and then he gets attacked by the green magic. The point is to end him for once and for all. At least At least now we know why the shield Link is an eye with tears coming out of it. In the newer trailer, I noticed there were 7 circles surrounding the weird Midna-like figure, which immediately reminded me of the 7 sages. What if the 7 sages are trapped in 7 tears? And the trailer is in reverse. You can hear by the music. Skelly boy, mummy boy. The malice overfloweth. She gone. I think she survived. I think Zelda's not dead. I could be wrong. I hope not. I love Zelda. I thought you were about to mention the help us please that we all may or may not hear. Okay. So, I'm going to go on a hunch and say that that last shot of the new trailer where I said that there was this big island off in the distance that looked very important, that kind of looks like this. Maybe that is the same area. Oh, we got Ancient Link here, or Futuristic Ancient Link. So, this is kind of like a weird in-between. I think the help us please is definitely a thing. It's the kingdom crying out in the loss of Zelda. Interesting. Yeah, so he's got, again, looking for like the symbolic of the number 7. So there's the 7 triangles on his back. The 7 little tear things coming off. Again, the big structure that's pretty predominant in every trailer that showed the sky. Right here. Ganondorf is an undead creature known as a lich, which is why the hand seems to be slowly dissipating. He is a big old lich. Trying to find some parallels here between the other stuff. So we've got... Oh yeah, I forgot about this dude. Everything kind of looks like tears if you think about it. Like everything looks like eyes with little tears coming out of them. And these weird eggs. So there's not I guess that's not Death Mountain, never mind. I was going to say there's not a sandstorm going off in there. We don't see the storm or the sandstorm or anything in this one. Also should be the spirits of the zone absorbed by Ganondorf for the hand. Ganon also has the Omega symbol on his belt, but upside down. Them calling from. I like Zelda too. They're definitely going to a time fix type of thing. The Ouroboros is the cycle of Link fighting Ganon, Zelda sealing him. They all do it again next weekend. Time to end it. You know, like, the thing is if that's true, like, that makes sense. Like, if they're finding, like, it's a 20th Zelda game, like, they're going to find a way to, like, put an end to it. Cool. Good deal. If that's how they want to do it. But, like, my God, like, I love the character of Ganondorf so much. Like, I'd hate to, like, I'm sure they could find a new big bad, but, like, God, I love Ganondorf so much. Zelda dies, no ceiling. Link is being changed into something no more. Link, Ganon dies, Ganondorf is redeemed. Ooh, Ganondorf is redeemed. He was possessed the whole time. Yeah, this is where Link gets his magic. So, this is another theory here. So, like, we're talking about how Link's glove needs those vials of magic to work, right? Would it not theoretically, if every time we've seen this Zonai magic, I'm assuming we're thinking it's Zonai stuff, it's like green magic, green vials going into it. So when he uses any kind of ability that's gold, like, it almost seems like it's not a part of that, like it's its own thing. Obviously different. This is a traditional type shield we've seen here. So you can kind of see he's got that little symbol on the back of his hand here where those vials would go. But he's using stasis, or a new form of stasis. Ooh, that turns everything monochromatic. So that shot where he's using that rock wall to shoot up is because of stasis. Ganondorf becomes the new hero because there is always a son to the Gerudo. Interesting. Oh, yeah, Dragon Buster Shield against this monster. So when they first said Tears of the Kingdom, this is what I thought about, was this particular element of the game where Link turns into a tear that shoots backwards or in reverse. Or maybe this shot's just in reverse. But it turns into a teardrop and shoots up into the sky. God, there are so many sky islands to look at and go to. In this, so we're actually right above where the other shot was in the new trailer. You can't see any of those glyph things on the ground in this one. Try to see if we can see them on Hyrule Castle. Or see if Death Mountain's erupting in the background. So you can't see Death Mountain, and I don't see any of those glyph things. Just a ton of malice coming out of the background. It's weird. And then the biggest lie of all, 2022. No, I understand games have to get delayed sometimes. I really thought that Breath of the Wild, or sorry, Tears of the Kingdom would be coming out around like March time. But I guess it just needed a little bit more time to go through. If you guys want, we can go through this one more time. Or we can just watch it at full speed and relish in it and kind of start wrapping this up. Or if you want to go through slow-mo, we can do that one more time. Whatever you guys want to do. Do need to let the old doggos out here in a minute or so we can pretty much go through this one more time full speed or one more time slow-mo before I'm going to need to wrap this up. But pretty much what you guys want to do. I was thinking March 2. I was also thinking they would announce it. So if they're going to do a new console thing, they are not going to announce it this year because if they announce a new console, it's going to cannibalize sales going into Black Friday. So I think that they will probably announce that if they are doing one in the February Direct. One more newest trailer. Do you want to see it at full speed or slow speed? And I hope it's a Switch Pro. I would love for it to be a Switch Pro. My gut tells me it'll just be a Switch OLED though. I think we're getting close to new Switch hardware. There's the long running theory is that anytime if there's a bunch of Kirby games come out, it's a good sign that you're at the end of a console life cycle. So by that metric, since we're getting 3 Kirby games this year, we should be pretty close to whatever Nintendo's got next. So we're going to go through this trailer one more time at full speed, and then we're going to start wrapping this up. Thanks, everyone. I was expecting people to show up. I didn't know as many people were going to show up as did. Thanks for all the great discussions. If you guys want to see more Zelda content from me, I want to turn this channel into a Zelda channel. We can do breakdowns, theories, discussions, all that fun stuff that comes with that. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of that stuff. And let's see, I think we'd get a new NVIDIA chip with a new Switch, and it'll just be the OLED model with a better system on chip. Oh my god, and 1 million farming simulator games. There were a lot of farming games in the new Nintendo Direct. But yeah, let's watch this. We're going to watch it again at full speed, and then we're going to start wrapping this up here. So here we go. There's also 7 little pendants on this creature's neck, too. Like the lower set of them. Yeah, I feel like they're raining down. They've got to be raining down from the sky. That's what it looks like. I wonder if this room that he's coming out of is like a new Shrine of Resurrection almost. Yeah, everything's in stasis here going up to the sky. I don't know, guys. I'm really excited. 8 months to go, and we'll get to play the newest Zelda game. Super exciting. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Appreciate y'all coming to hang out and talk of Zelda with me. We'll do another one of these sometime soon. Going over any new theories that come up. Maybe we'll do a follow-up to this once people have started translating the Zonai stuff or whatever language it actually ends up being in, or maybe it's something new. We'll go through and do another analysis of this. Chris, thanks for the sub and liking the video. I greatly appreciate that. You don't have no idea. We'll see you guys next time, okay? Take care.